Reeves, how are you on a beautiful rainy weekend? That's right, we're in the Washington, D.C. area. Here's your forecast today. Looks like it's going to be partly cloudy, showers all day long. Showers, as a matter of fact, lasting all the way till May. Does this go up to the post, or do I have to take another riff right here? Is this Stevie Wonder? Right here? All right, do it again. You got to do it right. I forgot it.
There we go.
That's all right.
I like it.
Okay, here we go.
Stevie Wonder.
Inclusion is the name of the day on the Mike O'Mara Show. That's right. Blacks, whites, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, all the Arabs that listen to this show. That's right. Everybody around the world enjoys the Mike O'Mara Show, especially our only black listener and our only black female listener. She's Stephanie Reeves. Happy birthday, baby. Yeah. All right.
Damn near perfect.
Inclusion. Good Lord. Okay.
I love inclusion.
God, this is a long one today. All hail Cindy Baruti, 45, and still hot as a pistol. She'd like to hear Oscar boo, the age of 45.
Boo!
Because it's too close to 50 for her liking.
Keep it tight.
Sabrina Cusick.
Yes.
Sent in a birthday greeting for her boyfriend last year, but he did not return the favor for her birthday, so please tell her now, ex-boyfriend to S.A.D. Just kidding. Happy birthday, Alex, you forgetful, discourteous stain. Emily Matika.
Exactly.
Would like a birthday shout-out. Oscar?
Happy birthday, Emily!
He won't talk right for 2 days.
Jesus.
Chase Gallagher, nice name, turns 30 this weekend, and he shall forever be known as the first caller ever on the podcast, episode 320. Well, if it's the first podcast...
No, the first caller ever on the podcast.
Oh, was it really? We waited till 320 shows before we took a call from a listener?
And it's been 600 since.
Wait a minute, I thought we did that show where we Skyped and we had people call from all over the world.
But that was episode 320.
We waited till 320 to take calls from around the world?
Yeah, you had no interest in speaking to anybody, Mike.
And this is funny. Mickey's going to be joining us. We're going to introduce him, but I got to tell him this while we're doing the birthdays. So we have our first Skype show.
Yeah.
And we get calls from Japan, Botswana, Northern Ireland, and it was fantastic. And I got so excited. We came in the next day, and I said, we're going to do another call-in show today because this was so incredible. We got calls from Japan, Botswana. Same people. Same exact thing. As you may recall, the call sucked horribly, but in this time of repentance and rebirth, in honor of his birthday, he offers apologies for his lame phone skills. Bless you, my son. Super duper over-the-top P1 Stacy Palazak. Look. Palazak.
That must have been the Botswana call.
It was.
Yeah.
Has her birthday today. She is such a fan that she has guested on Omeracast twice, Stacy Palazak, and she wants Brian Butterfield to tell her if today can be her treat day. That's right, Stacy. It is your treat day. Have whatever you want, including bonbons. Max Christian of Scarborough, Maine, turns 18 on Saturday. He and his dad binged on TMOS while touring colleges this spring. So far, they've ruled out VCU.
Nice. Good call. Good call.
American. That's my alma mater. And Dean, Oscar's alma mater. But the Stuang Stabilac School of Design is still in the mix. Since tomorrow is National Coming Out Day, could the Olympic Flame wish a fabulous birthday to James from Karma? Is that a name?
Yeah, Karma.
Hey, James, honey.
It's the Olympic Flame,
everybody. The Olympic Flame, honey. You enjoy that birthday, sweet child.
Are you still in Russia?
I am, honey. Come on over for downhill skiing, baby. And finally, a certain optimistic pessimist has his 47th birthday today, and a dear friend of mine. Happy birthday to James Christopher Cerrito.
Nice. A correction on the fly. I'm sorry, his birthday falls on the 12th, not today. This is a typographic error.
12th is Saturday.
That's right, exactly.
I will be joining him, I believe, on the 12th, which is Saturday, which means Sunday goes away this week.
That's right. It's a non-day. It's treat day.
Sunday, I will be in bed. I will stay abed all day. A true friend of the show and to all mankind. Rob. He could celebrate in downtown D.C. if he only knew how to get there. Rob's got a Bullwinkle tape. Here we go.
Let's see. Well, obviously, the best way to get to Washington is run for office and be elected.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Very good.
Happy birthday,
And
Frank.
is this the letter of the week?
Yeah, you want to do the letter of the week this week?
The letter of the week is this the... Oh, you left the...
Yeah, I told you there was one for you.
Oh, rats. I wanted to do that.
You want to read it?
No.
Okay.
I'll read it, but save it.
Oh, well, I always do.
Because it's good. The letter of the week comes from Eric Ross Little. Good morning, gentlemen. I know I messaged you about so much random stuff, but I wanted to give you a shout-out about something in your area. As you very well know, we lost 4 brothers and sisters in Afghanistan day after last. With the government shutdown, the government is refusing to distribute the money promised to cover the funeral and return home 4 of our fallen. That's pretty amazing to think about that. To put that into perspective, it's $100,000. That is 1/4 of the president's salary, 40% of a senator's salary, and about 1/2 of a representative's salary. And while they are hemming and hawing and earning their paycheck for doing nothing, both parties are fallen who are actually earning their pay are being denied one last respect in their passing. There is a nonprofit in Rockville, Maryland, the Fisher House, I know them well, that I am sure you are very familiar with, and they've offered to take up the cost of all 4 of the soldiers. And I know you and I guess this is to you, Rob?
Yeah, but he meant all of us.
You and Mike and Oscar have dealings with them in the past. All I wanted to say was thank you for supporting something so great that could provide comfort and help in this time of need.
They have taken up the cost.
Special Operations Warrior Foundation and the Fisher House, 2 charities that this show has done work for. They are both organizations that have stepped up. Now, yes, they're going to get reimbursed once the government shutdown is over, but it's still a stand-up thing to do, and it's great for these families that someone's doing that. And we want to say our condolences to you on your fallen brothers. That's Specialist Eric Little, the 86 IBCT Mountain, Vermont Army National Guard. So safe home to those guys, and thanks to Fisher House for taking care of that. Start the damn show!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Hi, Jim Corrigan. Dennis, I know that some in our audience don't know the finer points of hockey. Could you tell them, for example, what is icing?
Well, icing happen when the puck come down, bang, before the other guys. Nobody there, My arm comes out, then the game stop, then start up.
I see. What is high sticking?
High sticking happen when the guy take the stick, and he go like that. You don't do that.
You don't do that?
Oh, no, never, never.
Why not?
Against the rules. You're stupid when you do that. Just some English pig with no brain
Dennis,
at all,
What is slashing?
Slashing is like that,
And there's a penalty for that?
Yeah, and for a trip also, like that, and for hook like this, and for spear, like that. All bad.
Bad.
You do that, you go to the box, 2 minutes by yourself, and you feel shame, and then you get free.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available. I think that went very well.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from Studio 1K in the Fiberplex Broadcast Center. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, downloaded worldwide over 20 million times and powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM WTNT in Washington,
D.C. It's a great place. I almost had a Kelly and all the livestock on the walls.
And the mighty 1630, KCJJ in Iowa, home of Steve and Tommy and all those good people. Today is October 10th, 2013. It's a Thursday. Our show today brought to you by Pro Flowers. If you're a football widow, look that man in the eye and say, "Give me some flowers. Give me some flowers with a Canadian accent today, Cher."
And if you don't give flowers, you sit in box and feel bad?
That's, you sit fat ass on couch all day, watch all this. Why am I turning him into a Russian?
Well, because he's a hockey player.
You sit all day on couch and watch football all day with fantasy football, and you not win no money for me.
Go to proflowers.com to find a huge selection of bouquets starting as low as $19.99. Type in the password TMOS and get 1 dozen assorted roses for $19.99 plus a free glass vase.
Vase.
Satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. ProFlowers was recently awarded highest customer satisfaction with online flower retailers by J.D. Power and Associates. Visit jdpower.com for more information. Remember to get 1 dozen assorted roses for $19.99 plus a free glass vase.
Base.
Go to proflowers.com, click on the microphone in the top right-hand corner, and type in TMOS. Yes.
Happy birthday, Mama Santana. I sent her some Pro Flowers. She got them at work today.
Yay!
I called her this morning.
I want to ask about that a little bit later in the program. I want to know, you said she got a little emotional, right?
Oh, yeah, she's foreign.
That's She's foreign.
Well, Americans get emotional, too.
Not like foreigners.
Without further ado, a first-time guest in the Mike O'Mara Show studio, and we are thrilled to have him here, formerly of the Mickey, Amelia, and Spiegel Show, a great radio show that was extremely kind to me, and really a legend in Baltimore radio, and was on for a long time until he realized what we all realize eventually. Radio just plain sucks.
Yeah.
And now he's with us, and we're delighted to have him. He will be appearing on stage with us at Omericon 2013 at the State Theater in Falls Church. Mickey Coachella is here.
Thank you.
Mickey is here.
Oh, stay seated, guys. That's
Oh, wow,
entirely
that is just
too gracious. Thank you.
This is,
Thank you
man,
all.
oh, man, this is terrific. I've been wanting to get you on this show for a long time.
I've been wanting to do it, but it's far, man. So
It
I,
is.
And I did pick the
picked a good
worst
day for
weather
it.
day to finally say yes.
I woke up this morning and I could hear the pitter-patter of the rain on the roof, and I knew all the guys were going to be late, and I
Yeah.
knew you coming in from Baltimore.
2
it was
hours and
tough.
45 minutes. Nothing to do with my
It's like
friend.
going to Ocean City.
Insane.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, mileage-wise, that doesn't have to be the case.
Not at all.
It's
It
ridiculous.
said when Shannon picked me up this morning at my house, it said 79 miles.
Is
I'm like,
Shannon your assistant?
yes, Shannon, who doesn't talk or wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's what I do.
That wasn't even a sound effect.
So what time was it? What time was it with that your assistant picked you up?
My assistant
Was it picked you up or
8:10
woke you up?
picked me up.
She came from her separate residence, as defined in the court papers, and
Correct.
picked him up. That's right.
Correct.
How you doing, Shannon? Are you doing okay? She said she didn't want to talk.
She
on
won't
the
say
show.
a word,
No.
dude.
No, you know,
She
it's
can
all
just
we could
nod.
She'll run this show into the ground, trust me. Like, she could care less. Like, all this means nothing to her, Mike. Literally, she's like, am I getting paid? Maybe. All right, I'll drive you. I'm not doing anything.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here too, Shannon. I'm speaking directly to you. You can at least acknowledge
Just
that.
thumbs up or
Yeah,
something?
things
Yeah,
are good?
thumbs up works.
All is well.
This is radio.
She's an Irish-German, Mike. Do you really want to go down this
Oh,
road?
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm an
Man, that
Italian-Irish. So
Wow. So what you do?
You're the whole Axis powers over there.
it's done.
So you get really,
There aren't
really.
any Jews in here, is it? No, I'm kidding.
Well, his name is Matt Bloom.
Bloom.
Yeah, but he's
Matt, okay.
Gentile.
No, or does
Nice.
he claim he's Gentile?
Mike, you know,
We've
it's
never
really,
gone.
Don't
you know,
they all?
That is the charm.
I apologize.
That's the charm of 98 Rock when I used to listen to that show. No, Matt claims that he's not Jewish, as Rob does.
Yeah.
So, Rob, you are. Well, you actually
1/8 Jewish.
Yeah. See, and I think it's probably more than that.
Really?
Based on your love of retail.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
That's the way.
But if I really was more than 1/8 Jewish, wouldn't I have more money now?
You know what's
might.
weird though? You might only be 1/8, but you look a quarter.
Thank you.
Like I'm not going to
Appreciate it.
look twice as much as you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's great. It speaks
So
well of me.
before we get into it, and I got to say, we are so excited that for the second time you're going to be joining us on stage.
Oh,
and
that
you know,
Reno show. Let me tell you something. I'm not making this up.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of. First of all, it blew my mind.
right?
And let me say kudos to this show because, you know, when you're in terrestrial radio,
Right.
people say podcasts and they snicker.
Sure
Yes,
they
they
do.
do
it's
all
like,
the time.
you're-
We know that.
You have a podcast.
How
Well,
quaint.
Listen, I went to Reno, which is all the way across the country, and you guys had 900 people in a ballroom in a
Right.
casino
Yeah.
in Reno, Nevada, and a ton of them were from here.
Yes.
And I was like, I got to get in this podcast. So I came home and I gave the company 6 months' notice.
So we were
And
the
now I'm-
catalyst?
Yeah, I'm trying to start a podcast.
I feel we should apologize to the whole city of Baltimore if we were
Yeah.
the reason they lost one of the greatest things on the air.
I was first of all, I was so honored that you even asked me on the air that I thought you were just BSing me because you were on the show and you thought, oh well, I got to ask him.
It was born out of the fact that we worked the better part of a week together when
Yeah.
I came up and subbed for Amelia.
Yeah.
And we hit it off right away.
Oh, yeah, man.
And I mean, you listened to the old show and you
Sure.
were
I was a
respectful
fan, man.
and had me as a guest, but there's a big difference between that and then when you got to work with a guy every day. And we came in and we did that and we hit it off. And so at the end of the week, you were doing something you always did. You would do a stand-up show.
Yeah.
And I, because I wanted to do the 2-hour drive again.
Sure.
I took my wife and went up to see
I remember
Mickey
that.
stand-up
Yeah.
with fully expecting it would be a disc jockey stand-up show. And it was great stand-up.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
mean,
man.
it was.
I was
loved,
a stand-up first. I got
yeah.
into radio.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I love your radio show, but the stand-up was really, really terrific. So we were thinking that it'd be a great idea to get a comedian for our Reno show that we did, and you said yes, and you came out there with us, and then you killed it. But that's not why I'm telling this story, because you ended your set with kind of like a traditional Catskills style joke that you laid out on the whole crowd. My wife, if she hears me, I stole that joke from you, not to tell publicly.
Sure.
I have told that joke. Because I don't tell jokes and I don't remember jokes.
Yeah.
I have told this particular joke.
It's a great joke.
And it's I think it's kind of an old school joke.
Oh, my God.
It's really old.
50 years old.
And I have told that joke. It's the only joke I tell. I tell it to men. I tell it to women. I tell it to priests. I tell it to rabbis. I tell it to everybody. And I just continue. And I said, I'm going to tell the joke. And Carla just turns around and walks into the other room. Because that joke.
Then you're doing it well.
But my audience and the way you told it, because I don't tell it as well as you did kill the audience with that.
It was fun, man.
It's just
what a great show.
And I just remember that, and we were delighted that you're going to be able to do it again for us when we're at the State Theater, where we're going to have, pretty close to 900 people.
That's amazing. I mean,
See, the thing about these
Mickey
podcasts...
Mike gets so upset. We've sold over 500 tickets.
It's not enough!
Are you serious?
Yes.
And you're sweating that?
Yes.
What we're going to do, we're going to pad the numbers.
I want sellouts.
For
I
Mike's,
want sellouts.
Okay. For Mike's edification.
I'm not in a 2,000-seat venue. I'm in an 800-seat venue.
You will sell out. If you're a month out and you're over half sold, you're three-quarter, you're selling out.
Really?
Yeah.
You know these things.
Yes.
Considering the average weight of our listeners, it's going to be a packed house. And for Mike's edification, we're going to make people leave.
Average weight of our listeners.
We're going to make people leave and come back in.
Yeah, so, just weigh them. That's what I do. I judge my crowds by weight. I weigh the crowds. How many people? I had tons.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah.
Tons of people.
Early on when we started selling tickets and we opened them up to VIPs, and those sold out immediately.
Sure.
And then there was that little thread. You remember when I came in bitching about that, about the listeners and going, it seems that now there's going to only be standing room only. There's only going to be standing room. What are we going to do with standing room? And when I heard that, I said, okay, stop that whining and stuff. It's a very comfortable venue.
Gorgeous venue.
And even if you're in the standing room only section, there are places where you can go and sit. I'm a big man. I like to take a load off too. What's that?
The bar.
You can sit at the bar. You can go out to
the.
You can go up into. Don't they have those seats in?
They have seats everywhere.
They have seats where you can sit.
The Lincoln seats.
The Lincoln seats in the bar.
Don't turn around. Listen, you're actually complaining at this point because you can't sell tickets where people can't even sit. Do you know how selfish you sound at this point?
Yeah, I apologize. I apologize.
Thank you.
You've sold every seat there is.
Yeah, we
now
did
you're
that
mad
early
because
on.
you can stand 300 people up in the back.
Yeah,
and they're not lining up at the door yet.
It's not like that, Mickey. You can actually, you can come down, you can walk around, right? I mean, can't you make
as long as people are able to walk, they can walk.
It's not like they're going to be
you mean
wedged.
like cripples?
They're not going to be wedged
people in
there.
wheelchairs. Yeah, they're handicap accessible.
Like cripples.
And there's lots of booze there. I mean, there's booze right there. You can get all your beer and
Let me
your
tell you
wine.
something. Speaking of booze, that night in Reno, there were more booze in the dressing room than anywhere else in the casino. I mean, do you know how hard it is to outdrink a casino? Congrats, boys.
We have the brown liquor.
Yeah.
When you left the stage, you walk off stage, and then you get to watch a show, but you also get to enjoy yourself. Like your work is done there, right?
Yeah.
What did, from your perspective? Well, it was a fun show, but you know radio, right?
Yeah.
Were you? What did you take away from that show?
You mean watching you guys?
Yeah, watching us.
I'm going to tell you something. You know I would tell the truth no matter what.
Sure. I haven't asked you this, by the way.
Honestly, there was a sound technical problem for a teeny bit, which was aggravating me.
Right at the beginning.
Right at the very beginning, which was aggravating me because I saw all the hard work that went into
the sound
coordinating
check.
that. Yeah. So as a performer like you guys, I knew where your heads were steaming.
And you had been at the sound check.
Yeah.
You stepped in on the sound check.
Yeah.
You helped us with that.
Yeah, and then he changed it.
He did.
Yeah, I was like, why did he do that? I had it perfect. Anyway, so I didn't want to bring up names.
Right.
And I couldn't remember it. So
RJ, I still count RJ among friends, so I can mention his name when I someday I'll forgive him for that.
Well, once the show got going, and I could say, okay, and then the 4 girls that Dennis Hoff brought gave me enough space to listen.
Yes.
It was incredible. Because I know how it is to do radio and sit around and converse. Mm-hmm. But to have that audience react, which gives you cues that you can't necessarily get sitting in this room like we are, like, did that really kill? It felt like it did.
Right.
But when you see it and hear it, it was the coolest thing in the world. Like, it really made me want to do a sit-down thing like you guys did with other people.
Cool.
Like, I wouldn't do it now because you guys did it, but it was...
Well, that didn't stop me because I saw Big O and Dukes do it, Oscar's other show, and I stole it from them, and I put that on stage, and I said, what I realized early on is the people that listen to this kind of format.
Yeah,
that's what they want. They don't want us to see. They don't want to see something totally different.
Agreed.
Although we're doing the show at the State Theater much differently.
Yeah,
just to spice it up a little bit for the people that are there.
Yeah,
and that's not because anybody bitched about it. That's because we just want to. If you do the same thing all the time, you get bored and you get burned out. And you do
of course.
So we're doing it, but people really want the show, the idea of seeing us do this show. We put a premium on it. We don't do it everywhere.
That's the key,
with
man.
With radio, we used to have to do them
twice a year, maybe?
Yeah,
on different coasts.
Absolutely,
yeah.
tops.
I mean, that's what makes it awesome, too.
Right.
And that's why you got 1,000 people, don't worry, showing up.
I get paranoid.
I'll tell you an example.
Every
weekend in town, I do shows usually. It's been slow lately for my comedy, just because I got into another business for a little bit. But I would do shows Wednesday. The club owners would be calling me. We got 12 tickets sold. I'm like, don't worry. What do you mean? There's 2 days left. I'm like, you'll be sold out. No, it won't. Saturday night, sold out. They go, everybody called today. I'm like, well, that's because the show's today. It's Baltimore. You can't ask them to think
I
ahead.
think it's everywhere.
I
think it's everywhere.
It you know how much is good. It's sensory overload. It's top of mind to you all the time because it's yours.
Yes.
But to the fan, it's, I got to remember to buy those tickets.
Right.
But it's not till, when is it, November 9th or whatever? November 9th. Yeah.
All right.
So, trust me, by the 2nd or 3rd of November, it'll pick back up.
Okay, we're going to talk about your departure from 98 Rock.
No, we're not.
And
no, I'm kidding.
yes, we are. All right. We're going to talk about your departure from 98 Rock. You've got a new business venture. I want to talk about that. And we'll talk about more fun and more thrills. We come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. See, that's the way we do it. You don't have to sit through commercials when you do that.
I'm not leaving.
They do that in post-production.
Yeah, we do that as a courtesy to all of our affiliates.
Can you guys afford minimum wage for a fourth wing here? I swear, I will work for minimum wage to be a part of this show.
My door is always open
Thank
to
you.
you, and I think you can handle that commute.
Yes.
This show is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, LLC, the people who bring you our show every weeknight on WTNT 102.9 FM. For a free life insurance quote, visit smartterm.com or call 866-347-5748. They'll do all the work for you. Encore will compare rates to help you save. License and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. Be sure to thank them for sponsoring TMOS. Encore Insurance Services at smartterm.com, and we are really, really happy to mention them again.
Yeah. Great company. Because, great outfit.
They're a great outfit. That's such an old man. They're a great outfit. You want to hang around with that crowd? Hang out with that crowd in that outfit.
They really know how to treat a fella.
That outfit.
Where's my fedora hat?
Have you ever watched some of those old movies or those dated things where they use different language?
Rob,
that's all he does.
Lives. Did you hear the birthdays? Rob wrote those.
That all makes sense. Happy birthday, doll.
You guys and gals that would like to celebrate birthdays can send that right along.
Part of me thinks there's a lot of charm that was lost, that we've lost.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of charm when you watch some of those older things and the way they talked about family and ladies. And, now it's like the guy's like, the bitch is in the other room.
It's probably the same thing, I think, that is resulting in where we are today with our government, because in the old days, now there's a lot of bad stuff that was allowed where people looked the other way.
Well, and you didn't have the internet and cameras on your lapel.
There is no civility, though. That's part of the problem.
Of course.
It's entitlement and lack of civility, and that's why we're where we are. And, I like the... I watched that show. I'm going to talk about it later in the broadcast about House of Cards, and it is so incredibly timely right now. And it's a good substitute if you're looking for an online TV show to watch. It is. Kevin Spacey is completely over the top.
Well, he's a genius, though.
He's so over the top, but he is enough of a talented actor where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it is so perfect for today's times. When you watch this and you think that's the way it really is, the BS that exists in politics, which, it is the game. It is the game constantly.
Chess game.
And I think you've watched a little of it, right?
I watched the entire season.
You watched and it's. I think it's pretty true to what's going on right now. Let's talk about you, Mickey.
Yes.
Let's talk about you and your world.
Favorite subject.
Now, Mickey really was for how many years? You were pretty much, and we're not talking about ratings points as much as you were consistently in the top 5 to top 10 all the time. And number 2, thank you very much.
No, I was in the top 2.
Top 2, sorry, all the time. Oh, in the morning. Yeah. I look at the radio station numbers. So.
Oh, I never did that. Why would I? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to curve down.
Top 2. I don't pay attention.
You're doing your job.
I don't pay attention to the Baltimore thing. I just know.
I'm kidding, right.
I know it was a legendary morning show, and you did the show. It was
almost
the Mickey
9 years, 8.5, something like that.
8.5 years, a very long time in our business to be able to do that. You're with Mickey, Amelia, and Spiegel, and you're doing the show. And, during your run, as opposed to some of us, hi, everybody, that got booted out, you decided to walk away, and it's tough. People don't realize that this business sometimes. I watched your video when you decided to leave the 98 Rock morning show. And that particular morning, and that was the day after it happened, that I watched it right away, and it gripped me. I really felt that there was a lot of that show was weighing on you, and there was a lot of pain that you had to resolve in your own life. So, what was the? There's usually something that happens. You go, that's it. I just got to do this. Why'd you leave?
You know what it was? I had gone and done this will sound bizarre to people, but I had gone for the first time in probably 10 or 12 years, and I did a little teeny comedy show for some younger local comedians that were just starting out and trying to promote, and they did it at the Auto Bar, this upstairs thing, and maybe 70 people there. And I absolutely had the most liberating hour of comedy come out of me that I'd ever had, and I realized that I had become sort of this parody of who I was as a comedian.
You started as a comedian.
Yeah, I started as a comedian, and then radio allowed me to make money and, have some nicer things in life for a while. And I just got to a point where I said, you know what? I don't really care about any of that. And I felt phony for a little bit, when I would go back on stage. And then finally one day I woke up and I was literally driving to work, and I was miserable. My wife and I were separated at the time. I didn't see my kids every day, which was, important for me. And I'm driving to work one day, and it was a payday. And I just remember thinking, oh, yeah, the money went in today. And then literally right after that, I was like, but it's not even worth it. Like, it's a lot of money, at radio morning, And I remember saying, I'm absolutely miserable. And I went in and did the show that day, and I was kind of checked out of it. I was going through the motions, and I could not shake it for about 2 weeks. And then finally I went to my boss and I said, look, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't want to do it. And that was it. Like, it was a combination of like depression. I thought the show was maybe going in a different direction than I wanted it to go. And, when you work with other people every day, and it's more than just one.
Right.
And there's egos involved, mine included, don't get me wrong.
Right.
And I'm definitely an egomaniac. I mean, you have to be in this business to succeed. And I just think there came a point where I think I did everyone a favor. You know what I mean? I think in the beginning, and even now, they may not look back yet and see it. But I think that had I not done what I did, it would have ended unanimously, but much worse.
Poorly.
Poorly. Yeah.
Did you the actual day-to-day grind, and listen, I am not trying to say poor me or poor us in this business, but
it's grueling.
The work itself, and Oscar and Rob can also speak to this, of doing 4 to 5 hours, as Oscar did for, which was incredible.
Yeah.
Pure Talk.
Yeah.
You did Pure Talk in the morning, where it's filling that. Do you think, and this is just the logistics of it, because what I do now with this format of the shorter version of what we do, there more often than not, there's not enough time to get it all in there, and I like it that way.
I mean,
the 4 hours, that grind of 4.5 hours a day, just filling that time.
I think my answer
tough.
will surprise you.
Okay,
it wasn't the 4 hours from 6 to 10 that bothered me. It was the hour and a half before that you have to wake up.
Right.
And then the 17 hours after until you do it again.
Where you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do a morning, and especially, and I can speak to this, Ted, you did a morning show. I used to say to people, enjoy your weekend. Mine ends at about 11 a.m., 12 noon on Sunday.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because you start thinking about the day, the next day.
Because of the way I did things, the whole show was basically stream of conscious.
Right.
There was we had a schedule. I never looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I just talked about what I felt like talking about.
Right.
And if I didn't have anything, I'd look at the schedule and go, oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And you are,
you know.
And you, because of your talent level, and I'm saying this as a compliment, you're somebody that can pull that off. One of the rare people that can pull it off. When I would listen to that show, I would like that. You know, you would hear times when you hear your brain working on that show.
Sure.
You get away with it.
Right.
That's the way you communicated. You did it from the minute you started. You never
changed.
You never changed that.
Right.
Most people, myself included, I don't work that particular way.
Right.
And sometimes I kick myself for not working more that way. But I
wish I was more disciplined. Like, I wish I had your discipline at times.
It's
Mike's discipline?
Yeah, you know what, though? Yeah,
Shut up, Rob.
You know what I mean, though? But
Shut up. Yes.
Hey, this is not the bonus show.
I'm sorry.
And Rob, you too, and Oscar, I think, because I've listened to all of you, but I would say Oscar's probably the closest to my style of doing things, where you can talk for an hour about a phone book.
Yeah.
You know,
Chatty Cathy.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think when guys have that ability, and
still the pressure of doing it, though, filling that time. And making it entertaining.
I've always said I have the easiest physical job in the world.
Right.
Like, I see a guy with a hammer, and I automatically start holding things.
Yeah.
You know, no, I'm like, this hurts. I don't want, you know.
Don't hurt me.
Right. But, you know, mentally, it is draining. Like at 10:03 when that show went off, I mean, I felt like I was going into a coma.
Yeah.
You know.
So people used to ask me, how do you, like, what's the best way to equate what you guys do? And this may work for you guys, this analogy.
Okay.
But incidentally, I'm gonna stop you and give you a compliment. Okay. You guys, you know, Oscar's kind of a radiophile and always has been a radiophile.
See, I'm not.
But let me tell you something. WJFK, Middays with Chad, 5 hours a day for as long as you guys did it.
I love that show.
Us. Include yourself in that discussion because the fact is, the Big O and Duke show is one of the first shows that I enjoyed. And I had a lot. I had Bill O'Reilly. I had Gordon Liddy. I had this crap, this garbage I had to listen to all the time. And I'm sorry, Gordon. Sorry to, but reading out of the friggin' Washington Post.
Mike.
From the pages of the Washington Times. I'm sorry, that's not radio. But you did it. So I just wanted to give you that compliment. It's not us and you. It's both of you guys because you're part of this. You've been doing it for a million years.
I never cared for it.
Thank you, Rob.
But it was a nice lead-in.
I want to hear the analogy.
Yeah, if you're in sales or you're in marketing or any type of like business environment, and people that listen right now may equate this as well. When you have a big presentation or you have a pitch or you have something that's really important is going to make your quarter or make your month.
Yeah.
Imagine having that every effing day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not once a week.
That's a great analogy.
Not once a month.
Right.
You have to close that client every effing day.
And further, when you close the mic, your immediate thought is, I got to do it again in 20 hours.
There is no faking it. There really isn't.
Somebody once said to me, I imagine it's like doing brain surgery, and then because you're worried that the guy might die. And I'm like, no, that's easier. Because if the guy dies, he can't yell at you after. That guy's not going to go, listen, that 7 o'clock hour sucked.
Maybe the one time I actually got to go in and sit in with you guys, the thing that I marveled at was it was talk radio. But you went at a pace and with a momentum that you never see in talk radio. You ran a talk show like a top 40 station.
Yeah, I loved
Something
it like
was
that.
happening before the thing before it ended. How long did it take you to decompress when you killed the mics at 10 at the end of the day?
It was weird. It happened instantly.
Really?
Yeah. Now, what didn't, sadly, yes. I wish I could do a wind down.
Yeah.
It's the same when I come off stage. Like Shannon's seen it. I get off stage and I literally just go like this. I'm in a coma. And it's because that your brain's firing so fast.
Yeah. Incidentally, we're just tuning
turn
in.
it off.
Shannon is Mickey's assistant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just go ahead.
She assists with everything.
All right, very good.
No, she doesn't. It's like the worst assistant in the world if you want to know the truth.
Sorry about that. I apologize.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
I had to text you on the way here. How good is she?
The old radio habit, sometimes I just update the listeners when people are droning on. So just go ahead. Shannon, incidentally, is Mickey's assistant.
Well, Oh, this is going to be a weird
I'm sorry.
4-hour car ride home.
We're going to continue. I want to talk about your stand-up comedy, and you have that monstrosity that is sitting in front of us.
You
we'll
are
do that
correct, Mr. Bond.
when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment is brought to you by FanDuel.com. Peyton Manning may be the greatest quarterback ever. Is he on your fantasy team? We're talking about FanDuel.com. 1 week fantasy football leagues for real money with immediate weekly cash payouts, no waiting, no upfront fees, no season-long commitments. You can play 1 week or every week. And I am going to sit down with Josh Murphy and see if he
you got to find him
can
first.
do better. Yeah, is he going to be popping in on Saturday, our number one intern?
Tomorrow he will be in, but you will be talking today because you have to set your lineup.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. We have to do it today.
Thursday Night Football.
And speaking of interns, Pony, I've got another one you need to interview. So that's coming up. Go to FanDuel.com.
How old is this one?
Old.
Old.
Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone. No, I'm old. He's not old.
No.
Click the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and use the code TMOS. The new user special, the first 200 listeners to sign up will have their deposit matched up to $200, but you have to enter my code TMOS when you join FanDuel.com, where every week is a new season. That's FanDuel.com. Use the code TMOS and sign up today.
It's free money, Oscar.
We are here on the Mike O'Mara Show with Mickey Coachella, formerly of the 98 Rock Morning Show, Mickey, Amelia, and Spiegel. Basically a decade of wonderful radio up there, and they were extremely generous. I loved working with you guys, and I would come up there. I would do the radio tour where I would visit with different radio shows and pop on a couple of TV shows to promote my charity ride. And then I knew when I was coming up to you guys, because it's a fun place to work and a great environment, that we just riff. And that was a thrill for me, because that was my little radio rush that I got.
That was so weird to hear, because to be honest, and I'm not going to sit here and French kiss you the whole time, but I do want to say, I remember seeing, of all people, John Bon Jovi one time in an interview. And they said, you sold out Giant Stadium. That's got to be the greatest feeling for you. And he said, it's not even in my top 5. And they're like, what was your greatest moment? And he said, well, when I was a kid, I listened to Bruce Springsteen. And one day Bruce Springsteen walked on stage with a guitar and played a song with me. Mm-hmm. And I had that moment when you came in.
Oh, my God.
No, it's the guy. I mean, when I was
nice.
When I was a kid, really a teen. I don't want to make you sound as old as you are.
Late 20s.
When I was
I colored the beard, Shannon. It was Santa Claus white 2 days ago.
That's right.
It's a little darker now. Thank you.
The physical therapy, he's really getting
just
around
for older men.
That's me.
So, that when you sat down, there was a couple of moments that it was really surreal. You did some old voices that you had done, and it was just like, and all of a sudden, it honestly made me appreciate what I was doing even more so. Mm-hmm. Like, I hope you take that as the compliment I intended to be, because
I do. It was fun.
And it gave me a sense of like, all right, kid, you did it. Mm-hmm. Mike O'Mara is sitting on your show right now. Like, there was that moment.
What made me sad when I heard the news about the whole thing, and you left, and then the whole thing went away, and the whole show. I mean, Josh is still up there, and
Scott, and Justin. Really, Justin came in to replace me, and I think he's brilliant. I mean, I truly do. But chemistry is something that it takes time.
Right.
Luckily for Amelia and I, we just clicked. It happens. You guys know. Yeah. It was just a special relationship.
And I talk about Josh Spiegel, who is just the most unique.
No one like him in the world.
Quirky.
Yeah.
And like all the guys that I've ever worked with that have done radio news, there's a sensitivity factor there. Whoa. And it was funny because with Josh, I think I talked to Josh about that. Mm-hmm. You got to make sure, you don't want to, rub him the wrong way because he's a delicate flower.
Yeah.
And you knew that. And you talk about that on your show. And it was just funny to watch you work around because you'd say something. You can't help yourself.
Right. No,
you're going to say stuff that's going to piss people off.
I have comedy Tourette's. I can't.
And at one point you looked over, I think it was the last time I was there, and you looked over and said, are you okay?
Yeah.
And you said that to Josh. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Because Spiegel's going to go up on top of the building.
Right.
And hurl himself off onto the floor.
He's the only guest we've ever had that brought a dog.
He brought a dog.
He really
brought
is.
His goddamn dog.
And and it was the kind of thing when he was here and just watching him work outside of news and just being Spiegel, I knew that the mics were going to be off in like 10 minutes, and I wanted to say to Mike, do you think he's going to leave?
Right.
Because I thought he might just stay here. Yeah. I mean, because you can't read him at all.
No. I can remember standing next to him. It was like the second day we're together.
Right.
And we're standing in the hallway, and that awkward moment where you go, well, there's nothing to say to each other.
Right.
And I said, I wonder how long he'll stand here quiet. Like the comic in me's like, I got to see this through.
Yeah.
It's a good 4 minutes, and he literally looks at me and goes like this. well, and walked away.
Well,
and
what
it
a
took
good
like
guy,
6
though.
steps. He turned around and he goes, "Let's do this again." It was incredible.
He's very savvy, and the whole combination worked really well. So it was sad for me when the whole thing
Thank you,
went
Mike.
away.
It was sad for me too, but I had to do it.
You were all nice to me up there, and I really got a kick out of the show. And really, when I started tracking with it, I just you put people together. You talk about chemistry.
Yeah.
A lot of people can flap their gums. A lot of people can get in that environment, but when you get the right mix of people, it's a lot of fun. The other thing that most people find out in radio and television, it's kind of a finite deal. Unless you're going to be an anchor reading the same news until you die, you're probably going to, you're doing a sitcom, you're doing a radio show. It's probably going to have a relatively short shelf life. So all good things
I say
come to an end.
10, I was in radio for 11 and a half, if you include the afternoon show too, which I did. And I think that's a great run. I'm thrilled with that.
Would you go back? Would you go back to radio? Or would you do this kind of thing?
I would love to do something like this.
Okay. We can help you.
Yeah. I would absolutely love to do something like this.
I knew my days were numbered.
No, buddy. I'm not enough of a kiss ass.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's it. You know what?
I say that with love, you son of a bitch.
I'm surprised you've been here for 45 minutes without being kicked out.
The one thing I say about Rob, I used to like it when he was.
Right. He's not anymore.
No, now he because I'm getting older.
I saw it in Reno. He big leagued you in Reno.
He did.
I saw it.
Yeah, and that's
move over the seat, Mike.
Right.
Move it over. They can't see me.
That's how I operate.
I'm frail.
Big
and,
leaguing Mike O'Mara.
Rob will actually yell now,
Yeah.
and when Rob gets really, it's like he'll treat both Oscar and me like his kids.
Well, to be fair, Rob didn't big league Mike in Reno. He big leagued the bar because he drank 20 million Heinekens that night.
I was impressed with your intake level.
Well, you know what? It was we were having a good time.
How do you know?
I saw the video. I looked like I was having a blast.
Now, what's your new business venture? What are you doing?
I'll tell you. I left 98 Rock in June.
Okay.
So, of course, I'm going to take time off and relax and decompress.
Yeah, this man is lying.
7 days later, I call my then assistant, Luria, and I said, I have an idea.
You got another assistant?
Well, she's now my partner.
You have a partner and an
Look
assistant?
out! Look out!
You guys shut up and listen. So try to learn something, would you, kids? Yeah.
So what is your partner's name?
Luria.
Luria.
Yes.
Okay. Not to be confused with Shannon.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, very good. I got
However, sound effects apply to both. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
Awesome.
Except the other one was my sister-in-law.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Oh, dear.
I'm an idiot.
Really?
Yeah.
Sister-in-law.
And she's smoking hot.
Sister-in-law means...
My wife's sister.
Oh, my God!
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Wow, you're the guy who doesn't really think ahead, do you?
Right. I'm the guy that went, oh, that's right, I have a penis.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
I forgot. Wow. But anyway, I called her and I said, listen, we got to do something. You need some work. Let's open up a vape shop. And she said, what? and we had both been...
What is a vape shop?
Okay. Vaping is going to sweep the country, Mike. Get on it now, my friend. You know the blue cigarettes or all those other
e-cigarettes. We used to have a sponsor,
Okay.
Smart Smoke, with e-cigarettes.
Yes,
that we had.
okay.
Is it similar?
Yeah, but it's completely different.
Okay.
Both are vapor products.
Right.
One is more of a individual sale kind of disposable thing.
Right.
This is one unit the rest of your life, and you just buy juice.
Really?
Yeah. So
look at
technically, I'm...
And you charge it up like they do with those things? Or?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
mine just has a battery in it.
Oh, you have a regular battery?
Well, you can't, it's not like a Duracell battery.
Is it a car battery?
No, yeah, I know, right? No, but it looks like...
My throat is so burned.
It looks like a longer C battery or something.
Oh, yeah, I've
like
seen those before. Yeah.
single A, I think they're called.
How long do those batteries last?
This will get me good 7 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm a medium to heavy vapor.
Now, do they charge? How long do you charge them, or
Yeah,
do you just replace
when I go to
them?
bed, I put it on my charger, and it's charged in the morning.
Look at that
Cool.
unit, and you get a
Yeah.
pretty good pull on that.
Oh my God! I mean, I started. My first vape was in March. I've never smoked another cigarette.
Do you feel because I know people that have done the e-smoke thing?
Yeah.
Do you notice a difference, a significant difference in your well-being, your lung function, and your health, and all that stuff?
Look. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to the Vape Lounge, thevapelounge.com. That's thevapelounge.com. VAPE lounge.com. TheVapeLounge.com. Anyway, if what it is, honestly, it's exactly for me. This is my opinion. This isn't fact.
Okay.
It's exactly like smoking with none of the bad stuff.
Okay. All right.
Honest. I mean, there is nicotine in mine.
Yes.
But we do make juice with zero nicotine as well.
That's wonderful,
Yeah.
especially for, pregnant women.
Yeah. No, you're 100%
I mean,
right.
I'm telling you that I know a certain pregnant woman who was doing the E thing
Yeah.
for a very long time and asked about it, and the nicotine is the problem when you're
No
talking
question.
about that. Look, I'm not a doctor. I said that we were going to hold off on talking about an actual sponsorship until.
But it was the only way you could get me on.
But I think that, but the only thing
Now who's kissing out?
things you can tell the day after.
Oh.
You know that you haven't been putting all
what's
the crap
amazing?
that's with smoke into your lungs.
After 3-4 weeks of this, I have not woken up with a cough one day.
Yeah, it's
Really?
water vapor.
I coughed for 15 years in the morning.
And you smoked. It wasn't
Marlboro
like
Reds.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not like you were doing the
How long
lunch
did you smoke for?
25 years. Oh my
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started smoking when I was in the Navy at 16. So.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and you were able to quit.
One day, I started vaping. I still have 11 Marlboro Reds in a pack somewhere in my bedroom. I don't know where they
Talk
are.
to him, Pony.
Yeah.
Our guy can use those.
Pony, can we get you on the at least? Even though the jury is not completely out, everybody knows that. But the fact is, I think arguably anyone that has tried it will tell you that they can tell the difference between. It's a huge difference. Are you ever going to go down that highway?
I have tried. What was the
Thank you very
one
much.
We, were
We
using
appreciate it.
before, but they
And
just didn't
you know
cut
what,
it.
Mickey? That's one of his better appearances. He's going to put that on his demo reel.
Does this kid kill every time he's on there?
I'm sorry, Pony. We start again.
I was using the Smart Smoke. I have it right here with me, but the Smart Smoke just doesn't cut
And
it.
I'll tell you why. That device that you have is basically a single trigger pull. Okay? Now, you ready to see this? I built this.
Really?
Wow.
What
See
you
that
created?
stuff?
You created the product.
I built the wick and I built the post, everything.
Because, you look at a Smart Smoke, and
This
what
is-
they do is they try to make it look like a cigarette. What you've got there, it looks like something that James Bond needs to find before the end of the movie.
You guys think it's a vape. I am totally recording this show right now. Like, that's what I'm going to post this show
What do you mean
before
you invented? Like you're a comedian and a
See the
radio
top?
guy.
See the top?
Yeah.
The wick and the fuse? I did all that. I built it. This is called a buildable mod.
Look at that.
Well, wait, so
Let me
so
say it again.
A
buildable mod.
You're so proud.
Can anybody do what you did?
Yeah. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
So what? Did you modify your existing hardware? Is that
Correct.
what you did? And so, where do you go to a place and buy those
Yeah,
products?
the VapeLounge.com.
That's where you get it. And are you like
Yeah.
an owner of the Vape Lounge?
Yes.
Or, so you sell these things?
Yes.
Oh wow.
And the juice, everything.
How's it going for you?
Incredible.
Really?
That's awesome.
It's. I'll tell you off air something that'll shock you.
Really?
Shock you.
So
Okay.
to be clear, what you're telling Pony is
I
that
want a
he may
franchise.
need something a little more like what you have
Yes.
to really get the impact he wants for the smoker that he is.
Correct.
He needs more power. He needs more
more
horsepower.
power to get off the cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'll say it like this. You're not legally allowed to say that it's going to make you quit smoking.
Okay.
And I can't say that it's better for you than smoking
That's
by
fair.
law.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
It did make me quit smoking, and I feel better. That I can say.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
and
absolute
I
truth.
have two examples in my own house that would incidentally love a free sample.
No problem.
Now, how much do these little units cost?
This part right here was
Right.
$35.
Okay, that's in line.
$26. So
Okay.
I'm like $60 here.
And then you get the refills.
The juice for a 10 mil bottle is $4.99.
Okay.
For a 30 mil bottle is $13.99.
Now, can you use the juice for other things like cooking?
Well, it's only vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol.
Really?
That's it.
Okay.
And then food flavoring.
Wow.
What is propylene glycol?
I'm not really sure.
That's the vapelounge.com.
Vape Lounge.
At least
I know that you can buy it anywhere.
Let me ask you this.
if you're getting people off cigarettes, that's important.
Listen, I can't say that I am, but I can tell you this.
happened.
I don't know one person, including my lovely assistant, Shannon.
Sorry about that. I was late on the trigger.
What are you, 4 weeks?
Pregnant?
4?
Do we know whose it is?
Pregnant.
Are
right?
Really?
Yeah,
So you have the non-nicotine version there. Oh, stop it! Don't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
No, but you know, the nicotine, this is a big misnomer. Most people go, oh, does it have nicotine?
Right.
And if there's studies out that say nicotine is horrible for you.
Can I see yours, please? Can I see that for a second?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't smell it and be awkward,
I'm not
going to
do that.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
Why are you rubbing it?
Interesting.
But
hers is much sleeker and cooler looking.
Yeah,
Different design.
Yeah, I obviously am compensating. Thanks for me.
All right. Wow.
But you know, the neat thing is that this is an absolute fact, and no one can argue this. There are no carcinogens. Nothing is set on fire and you breathe it in.
Mm-hmm.
There's no smoke.
Right.
It's steam.
Well, that's cool.
When you turn a vaporizer on, that's steam coming out. There's literally no difference. This
I can't
has a
believe
battery.
like you're the owner of the company now.
Well, I don't like to brag.
Another person leaves radio and just
entrepreneur.
His fortunes. Yeah, you know what?
Good for him.
I gotta get a product.
I love.
I got one for you.
You do?
You do?
Yeah,
Really?
We're gonna do the Manassas Vape Lounge.
Okay,
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the zit.
And if I told you, I want to say
Don't say it.
I won't.
Keep
Believe
that
me.
a secret.
No, believe me. But you're about to fall off that chair when we take a break.
Really? Okay.
Really.
Well, you know that little thing I was saying about we're not going to advertise the e-cigarettes anymore.
Yeah.
I'm changing it.
All right.
We'll take a break.
Here.
I'm going to be the first sponsor.
Feel free to pitch in. We're going to do news you may not need coming up.
Okay.
And anything you wanted to add, Shannon? Thank you very
she
much.
said the vapelounge.com.
All right.
She
Stop
always
it.
says that.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our Amazon page. Amazon is the one place to go for everything you need. Are you ready for Halloween?
Ooh.
No? Well, don't be frightened. Listen up, boys and ghouls.
Silly. Come on.
Amazon has got you covered. Amazon has costumes, decorations, pumpkin carving kits, eerie sound effects, fog machines, makeup, capes, tombstones, scary lights, top hats,
Wait, they have
fake blood.
They have top hats?
Fake blood by the gallon, gangs of skeletons. Rob, you have to come up with more lists.
Okay.
Just the addendum.
Yes.
Just have have one of your adult beverages.
Yes.
And write down a number more things.
You know what they have? Candles shaped like skulls.
All your favorite Halloween candy at prices so low.
Oh, it's frightening.
It's scary. The only thing that you'll have to provide is the screams. Amazon makes it a cinch. If you need it, Amazon has it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. And don't forget, it's the best place for all your office supplies, too, today and every day. Save money and support the show. Just click Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And don't be afraid to bookmark it. So before we get to news you may not need, I wanted to ask you this. So... no regrets. You're happy. You like what your life has become. Your life is probably a little bit more your own now.
I'm being so sincere right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have not 1 second regretted it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I miss this.
Yes.
Sitting around with funny people.
Right.
Making creative things,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't miss being on the radio.
Do you? Does the
Well, you get that creative outlet with being a stand-up
Stand-up
comedian.
helps for me, yeah.
And also,
definitely.
isn't it a great creative outlet when you release a DVD?
You know, I have one coming out on iTunes.
What
Tuesday.
is this? The show? Jesus Christ, Rob!
Hey, I didn't bring it up.
He's got. All right, go ahead. Plug your DVD. Jesus.
It's called Short Stories.
Yeah. You know, it's great. He didn't bring it up and he didn't text me.
Very true. Shannon did.
Hey, I do the same thing. You know, I'm weighing now. Going on.
Do you know how many times you said MOS?
I know.
On 98 Rock?
TMOS.
Yeah, TMOS. Yeah.
TMOS. Mike O'Mara
What is
Show.
on your hat?
This hat?
FTS?
No, the other hat.
This is Full Throttle Saloon.
Yeah.
This
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else.
I was out in Sturgis. And,
Were you really?
Yeah, I actually went to Sturgis. That's, when you get out of this racket, your life opens
do
up a little
things.
bit.
Well, when you made the money you did, you can go to Sturgis on a motorcycle.
Well, no, but the thing
I got to
is,
go on a bus.
But even when money
Sitting
is
behind
money,
Oscar,
That's how I'd be
who's
riding.
driving.
you just the ability to say yes to things was a huge deal. And the difference between I am not a stand-up comedian, and so I realize that this is kind of necessary to keep me going. I really enjoy it. But Oscar and Rob and Mike, we sit here every day now, and it really is. You know this. It is 100% on our terms. We play this game the way we want to play this game.
Let me ask you a
it'll be
question.
impossible for me personally to go back into a radio environment.
Is there room for another podcast on the Mike O'Mara Show network?
Yes,
There
of
is.
course there is.
For real?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I've gotten, I don't know, 500,000 Facebook and emails, and why don't you just do a podcast? And like, honestly, I don't know how to do it. Like, I know how to record it and edit it. I don't know how to get it up online. And
see this man right here?
That's my guy.
You know, as a matter of fact, if you want to do it, we will put that on the More Network.
Yeah,
we will put that on the More Network, and
look
you can
me in
do
the
it.
eyes, boys.
You do it,
Done.
and you can do it. You can do it once a month. You can do it once a week. You can do whatever you want.
I'm going to do it every day. What are you talking
that's
about?
That's awesome. We need a vape cast. Rob,
would round
you're
it out.
such a shill. Really? You're Oscar's kind of the brains of the operation.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
this could be very,
Dude,
very
I would
cool.
love it.
We will get that worked out for you, but don't go anywhere else. Now that you've said that, stay here. We want you. Because there are other people that will want you out in podcast land.
Sign here, and
Is there
initial
really
here.
a network of like podcasts?
There are people
more than you know.
I want you, Mickey Coachella.
I want to be with Mike O'Mara.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, very good. I'm delighted.
Should we leave?
And I'll take the Hispanic if I have to.
I like that. That's good.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew. I love that name. Jacob L-E-W. Lew.
Oh, I thought it was L-I-U.
No, it's Lew.
Oh, so he's from around here.
Like in lieu of something?
Understood.
He warned Congress Thursday of irrevocable damage that an unprecedented federal default could cause. That's the 17th, I believe. That's the date for that. Now, this happens even as GOP leaders considered a short-term debt limit increase. Lew testified to the Senate Finance Committee on the 10th day of a partial federal shutdown, and 1 week before Lew has said the government will deplete its ability to borrow money, that we are in trouble if we let it go past the point of no return.
Well, I think we're already in trouble.
Most economists say the default could result in staggering blows to the world economy.
I hope so.
Some Republicans have downplayed.
I got to be honest.
The harm a default would cause.
Don't you? Maybe it's just me. I honestly want to see a huge collapse economically, especially here. I'll tell you why.
I'm going to tell you why
because I'm
not.
sick of my grandparents bragging how they got through the Depression. I want to get through something.
Right.
Darn it.
Remember, we were talking about the fact that my previous work had resulted in my ability to bridge to this line of work.
I understand, my
and when
friend.
when you need to go to that kitty, you know,
Yeah.
my kitty is in jeopardy if that happens.
Yeah,
so
no, I understand.
I don't
Believe
want
me.
that kitty to go by.
Didn't that kitty go through a few of its lives during the restaurant era?
Yes, it does. Yes, yeah.
He
The
just
kitty.
wants to earn his stripes.
I understand that. The government's. Do you have health insurance?
I do till January.
Okay.
Does
the new
the TMOS network have it?
you know what? We talk about that all the time. We don't right now as a team, but we're actually always
We
talking
get two
about
more,
that.
and we're qualified for Obamacare.
100%.
Nice.
We're going to need a black.
The government's new health
Don't
insurance.
go crazy.
The marketplace drawing lots of Rotten Tomatoes in early reviews, but people are at least checking them out. 7% of Americans report that somebody in their household has tried to sign up for insurance through the healthcare exchange, according to an AP GFK poll. While that's a small percentage, it could represent more than 20 million people. So people are looking at this. They are checking it out. They're looking into it.
I'm all for it.
I am too.
I went out. I started catching everything. Herpes, tetter. It's all free now. Do you know what tetter is?
What is tetter?
I don't know, but Gold's Bond ointment cures it.
Tetter.
Remember that commercial when Gold
Tetter.
Bond, athlete's foot. Tetter.
Tetter.
Wow.
And it was in between jock itch and athlete's foot.
Really?
So it'll be about the knee?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's nasty. All right.
That's hilarious. I've been looking for a better punchline for that joke, and you just gave it to me. Thank you.
Salvaging roadkill for the dinner table is not only legal starting this month in Montana, but state officials plan to let drivers who accidentally kill big game, they can simply print out permits at home that will allow them to harvest the meat.
Really, a lot of people out there that's shooting big game have good printers? Just wondering.
This is actually not shooting the big game.
You
This is
gotta
like
hit it with your car.
You hit it with your car.
Okay, this just in about tetter. It's actually tetters with an S, and it's any of various skin diseases such as eczema, psoriasis, or herpes, as long as it's characterized by eruptions and itching.
Okay.
Not okay.
I have tetters. I'm not kidding.
He needs to have his podcast.
Yeah, I have tetters.
Yeah,
This man
that's the
needs-
name of the podcast.
Needs to be a daily presence on there. What were you going to say?
Oh no! It's interesting because if you hit an animal like this, and they're looking to build an application as well, where you could crowdsource, tell everybody, I've hit this animal.
Yes,
come
so
get
there'll
the
be an
meat.
app for that.
Yeah,
Right.
come get the meat.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
The Montana Fish and Wildlife Commission is expected to approve regulations Thursday that allow people to go online for permits to salvage for food the animals they hit and kill within 24 hours of the fender bender. Now, to me, I know Big Brother watching and the government gets everything, but to me, if you hit like a giant deer and you wanted to go dress it and keep the meat, what the hell? I mean, why do you have to go through that?
I just
process?
find it awkward that you have to have a hit and run to feed your children.
I know. It's difficult.
Dad, what's for dinner? I don't know. I need another beer.
An anti-Semitic Elmo is going to be spending over a year behind bars for his racist comments and attempting to extort nearly $2 million from a pair of Girl Scout leaders. That's according to the Atlantic Wire. An anti-Semitic Elmo.
I'm not going to say it. I'm just playing a song.
What? This is so weird. I'm trying to think how he
an
extorted.
Elmo?
Because what happened? He's one of those guys that is out like in front of the movie theaters.
Oh, he dresses up.
He dresses up as Elmo.
He's a homeless guy. His
and
name
then he
is...
claims that they control banking and show business.
Yeah. What is? I don't even know how do you like your Elmo? All you do is laugh. What is he like? Tickle me, Jew. Like I don't even know how you're anti-Semitic as Elmo.
His name is Dan Sandler, who often goes by the name Adam Sandler.
Oh.
He's a 49-year-old who was formally sentenced to a year behind bars after being charged this Wednesday morning on extortion and related charges. Following a plea agreement, the rude anti-Semitic man who shouted racist slurs at passersby in Central Park and often dressed as Elmo has gotten off easy by some despite the set year jail term without any detail on that. So I have no idea what he did to the Girl Scouts to get money. Does anybody know?
What he did is he simplified it and he allowed them to compound interest.
That's terrible. You got two of them in here. Make sure he does that podcast from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Acceptance.
Right. Let's keep us separate.
I've got two of them.
2 weeks ago, a 28-year-old...
like I'm in Brazil right now.
2 weeks ago...
We found them.
A 28-year-old woman in Minnesota, Minneapolis specifically, Christy Smith, she saved a 10-month-old pit bull named Tater Tot from an animal shelter just hours before he was scheduled to be put down. And last week, he returned the favor. I love these stories.
This is cool.
In the middle of the night, Christy heard him barking and noticed him running back and forth between her and her bedroom, the bedroom of her 4-year-old son, Peyton. So Christy went to check on Peyton and saw he was barely breathing. She rushed him to the hospital where doctors realized his blood sugar was dangerously low. Now, when your blood sugar gets to that point, your body starts burning fat for energy, which produces things called ketones. We know that based on our many diets.
Yeah.
And one theory is that the dog could smell them and knew something was wrong. Doctors still aren't sure why Peyton's blood sugar dropped so much, but he's back to normal, and tests showed that he's not diabetic. Meanwhile, Christy originally planned just to foster Tater Tot until someone adopted him, but now she's decided to make him part of the family.
You know, the other theory that no one mentioned is that the pit bull said, look, if anybody around here is going to kill this kid, it's going to be me.
Figure 8 pattern. Shaking him. Halloween isn't a religious holiday. In fact, it feels like the exact opposite. If anything, you usually hear about religious groups outright rejecting it. However, somehow in today's oversensitive, politically correct climate, even Halloween is too religious.
How?
Well, it's All Souls. I mean, that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
Englewood Elementary School in Pennsylvania has just decided to cancel all of its Halloween celebrations this year because of the holiday's, quote, religious overtones.
Jesus.
Are you effing with me?
Wow.
That doesn't even...
Yeah.
I mean, the Halloween parties at school were like one of your favorite things to do all year.
You know, look, as an atheist, and I've said this for years, there's nothing about religion that offends me. Offends me.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, is there, other than you thinking it is real,
And
that's the only disagreement we have.
And atheism, by its very nature, is a belief system
Sure
as
it
well.
is.
So
Right.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
a difference of opinion.
that's why a guy like Bill Maher, who is an atheist, who attacks religion.
That's where he loses the battle.
And and it's one of the rare times. I love Bill Maher.
So
I
do
love
I.
watching him. But that is one.
I agree with you.
That is one area where it pisses me off because, well, your belief system is there is nothing, and so you can't. But that is your belief system.
You know,
because most of us, well, we don't know. Well, all of us don't know. Really.
I'm Italian Irish. It doesn't get more Catholic.
Was that a difficult thing when you had to lay that atheism thing on the fam? Was that
No,
difficult?
I mean I knew young that it was, to me, it was all BS.
Something happened?
I just figured it out one day, reading the Bible. I was like, you know what? If all this was true, they wouldn't have needed to write it down. Like, it would be inherent in us to worship one God, to know His
in the
Son.
rectory? reading the Bible alone?
I wasn't alone.
Young Mickey?
I wasn't alone.
Young Mickey.
I'm the only guy upset with the Catholic priests for not touching me. Whole thing gave me...
I want to tell you.
You're a cute kid.
I was an adorable child.
Mickey will be on stage at
The
Americon.
whole thing gave me
I got to give a plug
self-esteem.
after that. Americon 2013.
Yes.
He'll be on stage with us there. Anyway,
Hundreds of tickets left.
they're
Stop it!
They're rejecting.
I gotta live with this guy.
Halloween. They didn't specify what the religious overtones were, so they didn't talk about it because they're idiots and they
Right.
probably don't have a reason. No one thinks of it as a remotely religious holiday. The school sent a letter to parents saying, quote, here's the quote, "Some holidays like Halloween that some see as secular are viewed by others as having religious overtones. The district must always be mindful of the sensitivity."
So what are they talking about? The Wiccans?
This is
like
it's
witches?
ridiculous.
I mean, it's basically the celebration of the souls. Of
Yeah.
the All Souls Day, which
Right.
was an old holiday, and it does stem from a pagan belief.
Yeah, but
like
it's really
most religious beliefs.
It's about candy.
Right.
It's about candy.
No fallout
Right.
from the Catholics in the family, though, when you said you were an atheist? Because I know when my niece was getting baptized Episcopalian, and my mom was like, okay.
Well, that's
all right. Yes.
That's unforgivable.
Catholic light.
Yeah.
And now a little something. Earlier this year, 39-year-old Jeffrey Laub of Garden City, Utah, was driving 111 miles an hour. A cop tried to pull him over, but Jeffrey just kept going. When he eventually stopped, he told the cop he'd eaten something that hadn't agreed with him, and he was going to have explosive diarrhea.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad disagreement.
As far as we know, though, he didn't burst while he was talking with the cop. He was charged with failure to stop, reckless driving, speeding, and a few other charges. Jeffrey was in court this week and gave the same explosive diarrhea excuse. I wish I could put that 3 times in the story. But the judge rejected it because Jeffrey drove past several outhouses and wooded areas where he could have done his business. He was sentenced to 7 days in jail, and it proves you can't run from the law.
Hey, Mike.
I'm sorry. My little joke. See, I just do this for my own fun. Buzz leaves and I just do this. That's what I do, having fun.
Is that a no-no?
What's that?
The absence of...
Oh, stop it. Don't pick that scab. We're not going to do that.
I don't know.
He left. Buzz wanted to leave, and he left. And
He pulled a Mickey.
He pulled a Mickey. He quit. Yeah, he quit.
Honestly?
Yeah, Buzz quit. He's no longer here.
Is he doing anything?
He's doing his newscast online.
Is he on the TMOS network?
No, he's not.
So let's talk about his ass.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with the audio vault and Rob Spiewak right after this. Oh, let me tell you something. I always said it about Oscar, and I say it about you, Mickey. Scab pickers.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey,
That's what people want.
There's nothing funnier than a dirty wound. Just remember that, my friend.
Unless it's Tedders.
We want to mention Pro Flowers. If you have been spending your time in front of the tube, make your lady happy by going to proflowers.com. Find a huge selection of bouquets starting as low as $19.99. Type in the password TMOS and get 1 dozen assorted roses for $19.99 plus a free glass vase. Pro Flowers, this is what I want you to do. Get 1 dozen assorted roses for $19.99 plus a free glass vase by going to the website, proflowers.com. You click on the microphone in the top right corner and you type in TMOS. We've all talked about Pro Flowers for years, and the fact is they are the best. Satisfaction is guaranteed. They were awarded the highest customer satisfaction with online flower retailers by J.D. Power and Associates. Visit jdpower.com for more info. Your Shannon loved her Pro Flowers.
Yeah, she did.
And Carrie,
absolutely gorgeous.
Carrie will love hers on Friday.
Did your Shannon love her Pro Flowers when you got them for her?
My Shannon.
I got him.
Yay! Time for the audio vault. Let's open it up for Thursday, October 10, 2013.
I'd play this tape anyway, Mike, but I got to ask you, when you were living in Hartford, do you remember a television station WFSB?
WFSB was the CBS affiliate, and I grew up. That was Hilton Catterley on the weather. Absolutely.
Well, the weatherman now is named Scott Haney.
That's sad that the guys that I grew up.
He's
all
dead.
gone
I'm
now.
sure he's like Herb. He's like Herb on Saturday Night Live.
Hilton was a pretty young guy. He was a nerdy guy.
Herb Welch.
And it was. I know
Yes.
we're really running short on time.
Yeah.
I was on the non-talent talent show at my high school, and Hilton Catterley was our local weatherman, and he's like, "Well, I brought in some vegetables today," and I'm a 17-year-old kid doing an impression at the non-talent talent show.
Of this guy.
Of this guy, and my best friend and the class president, John Burney, who vaporized after high school.
Wasn't Don Geronimo?
No, it was not Don Geronimo.
Okay.
I only met Don when I came down here.
Got it. I apologize.
And he pulled the break. We used to call it burning people. He said, I got a great burn on Mike O'Mara.
That's great.
I put on a 3-piece suit. I am doing on stage my impression of Hilton Catterley. And suddenly I hear, Mike. It's a big deal in my hometown.
Sure.
Hilton Catterley walks across the stage.
No kidding. Wow.
And no one in the whole show told me, and I was mortified, and it was great, and it was, it set me up for a career in radio, because we always love to do that.
And that was the last time you saw Hilton until his funeral, right?
I don't know. Is he dead?
He was alive as of 2006. I can't find anything more relevant.
Yeah, but he was 99.
That's right. All right.
2006.
Well, the news guy now, his name is Scott Haney, and I don't know how you feel about eating food that's on the floor. I'm back and forth depending on the food, depending on the situation.
Also, right.
But I would never eat grape nuts.
Right.
Period. Even if I poured them out of the box.
I've tried. Have you ever tried them?
Yes, it's like gravel.
They're horrible. I don't
But
know.
They
anyway,
really are just tooth destroyers.
Let's go to a tape of Scott Haney on the air when he found grape nuts, or so he thought, on the floor of the WFSB studios.
You leave grape nuts all over here. What is happening? Come on.
It's everywhere.
Clean up. Oh.
Go to the roads,
please. I can't believe you just ate that.
You can't? I believe it.
They're a little soggy.
It is elephant that you are crazy.
They taste like shoes.
Oh.
So he's eating what they think are grape nuts on the floor.
You are crazy. You just ate that right off the floor.
Oh, I don't think those are grape.
Oh, boy.
I don't think those are grape nuts.
That is beyond the 3-second rule. Way beyond.
But wait for part 2.
Dog duty.
Alessa, can you please
This is what's trending now.
Next segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, those were not grape nuts that I ate.
Ugh.
I kept finding more and more of it on the floor, and I thought it was grape nuts because it looked just like it. My cat threw up, and I must have stepped in it, and that's what I ate.
Disgusting.
I thought it was grape nuts. I ate cat vomit right here on television. It's disgusting.
Good for
it's
him
on the
for
bottom
doing it.
of my shoe, and I thought it was grape nuts, and it's cat vomit.
That guy, he actually, he's my idol now.
Yeah.
Like at first you're like,
Yeah.
what a freak. And then when he goes on the air and goes, guess what I did?
That's what I did. That's what's trending.
Isn't it great when the great controlled TV people do that?
Cool.
When they let that guard down, that is when they're
real
the best.
people.
Absolutely.
Last night, Jimmy Kimmel faced off with Kanye West. It got tense. It was
Jerk.
They bumped a band
Which
because
one?
he kept
Which
talking.
one's the jerk?
You know what? It's first of all, Kimmel. I guess they had a heated exchange when Kanye called him the first time.
Right.
But the fact is, I thought it just wasn't good.
No.
He didn't call out Kanye enough, in my opinion.
No, he did
Kanye's-
call him a jerk. Well, he passively
said
called him a jerk.
People think you're a jerk.
Yeah.
I don't. I think you're a good guy, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, he took the... okay.
Yeah, the fact is, though, Kanye, called himself a genius.
And
You want to know why people hate you? Because you call yourself a genius.
And when he went on, and I think they bumped the band Arctic Monkeys, but
Yeah.
which is a tragedy. But he went on. This is the end of Kanye's rant at the end of the show.
Okay.
This guy thinks a little bit too much of himself.
This is what I'm here to do. So when I compare myself to Steve Jobs or Walt Disney, Howard Hughes, David Stern, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Jesus, or whatever it is, I'm saying these are my heroes. These are people that I look up to. This is the type of impact I want to make on the earth. If I can make this type of impact up to this point, what can I do? Exactly what I did in music. I want to apply to product. I want to apply to education. This is what my company Donda is about. And now, even as a celebrity, blah, 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 I've reached a ceiling. And the way paparazzi talk to me and my family is disrespectful also. You know what I'm saying? We bring something of joy to the world. When people hear my music, they have a good time. And I should be respected as such when I walk down the street. Don't ask me a question about something you saw in the tabloids. Don't try to antagonize me, because you know what? It's not safe for you in this zoo.
You know what? Then
my God, he's all over. He goes, he goes from entrepreneur
He wants to
Jesus.
be Jesus to it's not safe in this zoo.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, but you know what?
Basically, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. He did save it at the end, Mike, because he ate cat vomit. And that is your magic audio vault.
That's it. We got to get out of here. All right. What's the plug again? It's vapolounge.com.
No.
The Vapo Lounge.
No, not Vapo. What is this with you?
He thinks he's got a cold.
Yeah.
The Vapor Lounge.
No, the Vape.
Oh, the Vape Lounge.
Vape. VAPE Lounge.
Sorry.
Yeah, rape, vape.
Yeah. That's one of our flavors. Date Vape.
Mickey Coachella will be joining us on the bonus hour this week, too. What game are we playing this week?
Oh, we're going to play Google Autocomplete Match Game.
I have no idea what that is, but it'll be fun. For tech support questions for the Mike O'Mara Show, contact our man Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and you can send all correspondence to TMOS P.O. Box 3, Manassas, Virginia 20108. Mickey Coachella, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And soon to come on Mickey Podcast. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Oh, yeah. One more thing. Please remember to grab your extended free trial of Hulu Plus, a special offer just for our listeners. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the Hulu Plus banner and start watching all of your favorite shows right now. Or you can go to HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Again, that's HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Or click the Hulu Plus banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You may go now.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.